No ino ndironeka iguru fio.
Iguru? Aikoni yo irutire iguru ya gwari. Ni iguru. No iri ari perfect. Ni orona black.
Oh, okay. My name is Irene Kagera. I'm an Agri champion with Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizen. I'm also a rural service provider in nutrition-sensitive agriculture. I'm also in the steering committee of Young Professionals for Agricultural Development, the Africa chapter. So my main role is in capacity building for farmers on nutrition-sensitive agriculture, as well as helping farmers to adapt to the climate change so that they're able to improve on their livelihoods. And this is done through collaboration with other organizations that are in agroecology and also with the marketing. And we come down to the ground. I'm also a farmer. I'm a hands-on farmer. So when I'm doing the capacity building, I do it practically with the farmers. And so with this, they've been able to embrace agriculture as a sector that pays. And most of these farmers are now happy that the big organizations that I see or they hear about are coming to the rural setup, and they are coming to meet them at the ground. And now they really embrace and they trust the process of agriculture as a paying investment.
Zungumzia hapo kwa food safety. Wakati unakwenda kwa mkulima, ni nini yenye mnaangalia ndio hakikishe kwamba mimea yake ama mazao yake yanapokwenda sokoni yako sawa?
I have a background in biochemistry and also food science and nutrition, which is my master's, and I majored on food safety. And that's a course that I would really encourage the youth and other people to do, because with food science, you are able to formulate your own foods, considering the nutritional requirements of the society and that of the whole community, and especially children and special needs people. So in this course, you need to be more enthusiastic with the agricultural courses, because it starts from production all the way to the consumption. So it's a value chain, because when you're formulating some of these diets and also the foods that you need to process, you need to consider it from the source all the way to the consumption. And this is where the aspect of food safety begins. Food safety starts from the soil health. And with soil health, I mean the soil should be very healthy and have all the valuable nutrients to the plant. So we do a bit of soil testings. Kuna zile wakulima wenyewe wanajua from the indigenous knowledge, and also there are some technologies that are on board to check on the soil fertility. And we also try to guide and go through the process with the farmer and the collaborating institutions to explain to the farmer what the various nutrients in the soil help the plant to do. So through this process, the farmer is advised on what they can use, like the organic fertilizers that they can use to improve on their soil fertility, how to do the compost, incorporating the compost manure in their farms so that they're able to improve on the soil fertility. So here in Murang'a County, we have an agroecology policy where they're encouraging most farmers to adopt the agroecology practices to produce their foods, because now with all these lifestyle diseases, we have to go recheck back on some of the practices that we are doing so that we're able to produce the safe food. So it's on they're able to lower down on their production cost, but increase on their yields. In return, they also have a greater income, which they're able to improve on their livelihoods.
Hapo umetaja kuhusu wakulima. Una wakulima wangapi kwa kundi lako ambao unaliendesha? Na je, wakati umekwenda kwa shamba ukutana mkulima ambaye hataki kwenda organic, what do you normally tell them?
So far, I've been able to reach over 300 farmers. And these are integrated farmers who are doing dairy farming as well as plant farming. And so if I go to a farm, what I noticed first is there's no enough knowledge, or there's no truthful knowledge about growing these foods in an agroecology practice. Most of them are used to conventional farming methods. But initially when I look, because most of the farmers, okay, a few of the farmers are older, my grandfather's age, my dad's age, they have the indigenous knowledge where they never used to have the chemical inputs. And so it's that knowledge, we also do the exchanges with them. When I'm collaborating with these farmers, the institutions that do the agroecology practices, they are trained on the benefits of organic farming. In my home, I have a model farm. And so farmers come to learn about what the new technologies that are there on organic farming. And we also share knowledge, the indigenous knowledge, because our group is composed of the youths and also the older people. So there's a lot of exchange of knowledge. For the conventional farmers, they are now translating to organic farming because they now know the benefits of organic farming, like the diseases that we are experiencing now, the lifestyle diseases, most of them are from our own farming methods. So with more enlightenment on the role of food safety and nutrition on people's health is something very crucial. And it's something I took upon myself to do capacity building, go back to the community, enlighten them on these diseases and how we can prevent these. This is through food. And in our county, we have what we are calling food pharmacies, which I'm in the group that is helping to establish the food pharmacies. And in the food pharmacies, we'll be sourcing food from organic farmers. So we want food to be medicine.
Tuteremke sasa kwa macadamia. Umeenda kwa mkulima ambaye anakuza macadamia. Wewe upatia mawaidha gani huyo mkulima kuhusiana na kuendeleza shughuli yake ya ukulima kutumia organic kind of farming?
One of the things is to check on the soil where the macadamia tree is being planted, and now advice on the foliar. First we do the soil conditioner because it's from the plants which are very rich in nitrogen and other nutrients that the plant require. So we first from conditioning the soil, improving on the soil fertility. Some of the inputs, actually all the inputs, are on the farmer's farm, where we are able to help them do the compost themselves and also do the soil fixing, nitrogen fixing plants. Like you can plant around cowpeas to improve on the soil. And due to some of the pests and diseases that are attacking the plant, we apply the foliar, which is also made from the locally available plants. And it has been effective. And if you compare the yields, they are much higher. The biggest challenge and the biggest menace that we have now are the monkeys. So the monkeys are here. When the macadamia start fruiting, they come and pick the small young macadamia and they feed on that. So at the end of it, you find those that will survive the monkey attack are very few. So the farmers are really complaining about reduced cost of from the yields that they get. But initially, before the monkeys were there, the yields were very good and the income was equally good. But this monkey menace, it starts haunting from when the fruit is, or when the plant is fruiting. We appreciate that climate change is here with us. And so we have to rethink about climate mitigation. We are trying to look at the crops or the plants that are not affected by climate change and which are more adaptive. And with these, it's more of the indigenous crops, like the macadamia. So we are really encouraging farmers to plant macadamia because they are not highly affected by the climate and they can sustain themselves for a longer period of time without water if you had done good agricultural practices when you are planting these macadamia trees.
Kuna kijana anakutazama mdogo sana, amesikiza kozi yako na angependa pia kuingia kule, utampatia mawaidha yake na successes ambazo zipo ndani ya hii.
I encourage them to embrace agriculture. I started farming when I was 4 years old, as I'm told. And until to date, I'm passionate about agriculture. And it pays because you'll get produce. You can also do the value addition of the already produced foods. And in this, it's a very lucrative business to do. So I encourage the youths. You don't have to go big, but you can use the technologies that are there to just work around the food systems and you can improve on your livelihoods.